Live at 5.
We begin tonight with a developing story out of Minnesota, where authorities are investigating after two men were found dead at a home in Managua. Officers were called out early this morning, and while police have released few details, the community is speaking out after this shocking incident. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz was in Managua today and talks with a neighbor about the shootings.
I'm here in Managua, where just after midnight, police found two men dead of apparent gunshot wounds. Neighbors are saying it's a murder-suicide, though police won't confirm that yet. According to one neighbor, the male resident had just lost his longtime female partner and was grieving when another man came to bring him food.
The neighbor was saying, I think, what the funeral services were supposed to be, and then he brought the food over prior to the service.
Now another neighbor thinks the man may have been visiting for business purposes. Either way, Dwayne Schultz says he is in complete shock.
I didn't even know he owned a gun, let alone, there being a double shooting or whatever. So it was a very devastating shock to know that had transpired.
Now, police were not available for comment, but they say there's no reason to believe any danger is to the public, and they will release names on Tuesday. Any other information is pending an autopsy. In Managua, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
And of course, we'll continue to follow this developing story, so stick with Valley News Live for any updates. Police in Minnesota are also investigating a death in Cass Lake, and one man is being held on a murder charge. It all happened yesterday morning at a house in Cass Lake. When police got to the home, they found the 25-year-old woman on the floor with a gunshot wound to the head. She died on the scene. 24-year-old Brandon Roy of Cass Lake was taken into custody in connection with the death. He's in the jail in Cass County, Minnesota, pending formal charges. Cloudy today, but when you make it into the 40s, no complaining. Hutch, we should enjoy it, right? Because the weather's always changing.
Anytime you get this warm, yes, enjoy indeed. Look how warm things are in western portions of the Dakotas. We have 50s to near 60s out there. Anywhere there's some significant snow on the ground, though, temperatures holding at bay in the 30s. All in all, very quiet conditions are expected to continue this evening. The clouds that were stapled over the FM area continue to slowly drift eastward. We're enjoying a gorgeous sunset right now with temperatures that are expected to slip slowly through the 30s this evening. Again, that south wind is going to begin transporting air with more moisture in it. And when that cools, it sometimes forms some areas of patchy, dense fog overnight. So we have some fog. We have another warm day to talk about, but a return to reality this week is on the way, and I'll have details on when and where that comes here in a moment.
It's okay. You did say another warm day, so we're focusing on that.
Focus on that.
Thanks, Hutch.
Mm-hmm.
Reinforcements from Grand Forks and Stutzman counties in North Dakota are heading out to help search for two missing fishermen in Minnesota. The Northeast Regional Water Rescue Team and a dive team from Stutzman County are joining the search near Red Bee in the north central part of the state. The men have not been seen since last Monday, November 6th, when the boat they were in capsized in Lower Red Lake. Officials say searching by boat is no longer possible because of ice forming on the lake, so they'll have to use airboats, divers, and remote-operated vehicles. The search is set to resume tomorrow. The missing anglers have been identified as 29-year-old Deland Bolio and a 17-year-old boy. A whistleblower tipped off Valley News Live that a Pembina County Sheriff's deputy had fallen asleep at the wheel and wrecked his squad car. Today, our investigation revealed there was more going on, and the deputy has resigned. According to North Dakota Highway Patrol reports, Pembina County Deputy Joshua Rao wrecked his police car when he fell asleep at the wheel, drifted across the oncoming lane, and rolled into a ditch. Our investigation led us to internal issues with Deputy Rao. He was given a 3-day suspension without pay for multiple policy violations, including texting while driving, speeding, not operating with his camera on, and inconsistencies in his reports. In one of the meeting notes, Rao said he should get respect because he's a cop. Rao submitted his resignation on November 3rd. His position has since been filled. If you want to see the full documents, we've got them posted along with this story on our website, valleynewslive.com. And if you need help uncovering an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. The Becker County Sheriff's Office is looking for the public's help in finding a wanted man. They say 24-year-old Raul Gomez Valadez. They say he's wanted for criminal sexual conduct, and you should not try to approach him. If you see him or have any information, call the Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen, 218-847-2661. Police say one person is in custody. 2 others were hurt after a stabbing at the Macy's store at the Mall of America last night. The incident started after a theft in the store's dressing room was interrupted. Authorities say a suspect was trying to steal belongings from another person in the fitting room and was confronted by the person and then stabbed them. A second person was also stabbed trying to stop the initial theft and stabbing. The Macy's store was placed on lockdown during that incident. Prosecutors in Pennsylvania announced new charges today against 17 members of a former fraternity at Penn State University. The filings come after authorities recovered deleted video that showed some members of the Beta Theta Pi fraternity serving alcohol to 19-year-old Timothy Piazza. Piazza later died after falling down basement steps. Prosecutors say the video confirms that he was given at least 18 drinks in less than 90 minutes during a pledge event earlier this year. 5 previous defendants in the case are being recharged, while 12 others are facing new charges. The defendants have denied all the charges in the case. Another Alabama woman has come forward to say Judge Roy Moore sexually assaulted her 4 decades ago when she was just a teenager. Moore denies all accusations and says it's all an attempt to derail his campaign to win Alabama's Senate seat. Mola Lenghi has more details from Capitol Hill.
Flanked by her attorney, Gloria Allred, Beverly Young Nelson says she was sexually assaulted by Judge Roy Moore when she was just a teenager in December of 1977.
I thought that he was going to rape me. I was twisting and I was struggling and I was begging him to stop. I had tears running down my face.
Nelson says she's only coming forward now because of the Washington Post story in which 4 other women claimed he pursued relationships with them when they were in their teens and he was in his 30s.
He said, "You're just a child." And he said, "I am the district attorney of Etowah County. And if you tell anyone about this, no one will ever believe you."
Moore insists the allegations are not true, calling Allred a sensationalist lawyer, and he says he's going to sue the Washington Post for publishing the story.
They hate conservatives, so they're going to come out and say anything they can. And do I trust the Washington Post? Not on your life.
But Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he's now convinced.
Do you believe these allegations to be true?
I believe the women, yes.
McConnell has called on Moore to step out of the race, something Moore says he's not going to do. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Beverly Young Nelson says she is a Trump supporter. She is asking for the Senate Judiciary Committee to hold a hearing into the Moore allegations, where she is prepared to testify under oath. A young woman from Letcher County, Kentucky, has dealt with diabetes most of her life, and now doctors say there's a new insulin pump that will give hope to her and thousands of diabetics. Megan White visits the doctor every few months, but this time she's training to use the Mini Med 670G. It's the latest insulin pump that doctors say will drastically change the lives of thousands of diabetics.
With this new pump, we don't have to check it as often, and you have better results. So we get better blood sugar numbers, and you don't have to worry about having these severe low blood sugar reactions that often can lead to hospitalizations for kids, because the pump actually prevents the lows from happening, which is pretty amazing.
Tune in tonight to Valley News Live as we take a closer look at the newest insulin pump and show you how it helps to change lives for the better. No